and we are going back to 1971. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. My name is Jorge, aka George. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. Big shout out to Brad Taggart, a great Canadian himself, for the donation and support. So we have Neil Young, Ohio, live at Massey Hall 1971 video. This is only my second time reacting to Neil Young. The first one I posted yesterday, which was Needle and the Damage Done, right here, unplugged. Feel free to check that one. And if you have more suggestions for Neil Young reactions, do comment and subscribe. All that really helps out. So I have the understanding that this is based on a real life story, but I'll get to it at the end. For now, let's tune in. I don't think I have heard this song before. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on. Let's go. Wait, I'm going to change the test. No, that's worse. Okay, just adjusting the settings here for the headphones. I think we should be all set.
Oh, it's nice to play here in Massey Hall. It's nice.
And why does this video look like it's from 1871?
Soldiers and Nixon coming, we're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming, for dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it, soldiers are cutting us down. Should have been done long ago. What if you knew how can you run when you know? Us down, should have been done long ago. What if you knew her and found her dead on the ground? How can you run when you know? Soldiers and Nixon coming, we're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming, for dead in Ohio.
Oh, wow. Listen to that crowd. Oh, the crowd went crazy for that song. Okay, first things first. We hit the like. I am subscribed, and I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. So I was surprised because of how short it sounded. And I think it's because he has those pauses, that sort of downtime where it's like more calm, listening to the melody, and then he kicks it up and starts singing again, right? The other verse, and then he's like, he does it by like stages. They're very clear. Like he divides it clearly, like chung, then this section, and this section, and it's over. So I'm not super familiar on the events, but we're gonna look it up. We're gonna do a bit of historic research here. So Ohio shooting soldiers, Nixon. In April of 1970, President Richard Nixon announced expanded military activity for U.S. troops in Cambodia. On May 4th, a protest at Kent State University against the perceived expansion of the Vietnam War ended in violence when National Guardsmen opened fire on the student gathering, killing 4 and wounding 9 others. God, it's terrible. What can you even say? How does that happen? Why? The fact that they're, expanding the military and going into Cambodia for whatever reason, that's, I think, bad enough as it is. The Vietnam War, and then killing 4 students for protesting peacefully, civilized protest. That should be, I forget really what happened with Nixon, but I think it should be, impeached or something like that, or he should be held accountable for it. He probably has that on his conscience if he had any. Some people just don't care. But karma will get them all, is what I say. So, it's interesting, the coincidence, because this has to do a little bit with the Vietnam War, early 1970s. I just reacted to a video. You guys might want to check this out, by Hoa Minzy. She's a musician from Vietnam, and the video was literally about the perils of war and mothers losing sons, as soldiers in the Vietnam War. It's very, I just posted it 13 hours ago. So, very strong video, of course, sad, depressing, but it does talk about the reality of it, and this one does as well. It's one of those songs that it's hard to classify. Music is very broad, right? Not just in terms of genre, but their purpose. Some songs, what we currently hear on the radio, like mainstream pop, that they're just kind of, a bit schlop that they put out there so people can listen to it over and over again, and they just keep selling records, selling streams, whatever. They make money. They're doing it for money, in some cases. This one is completely different, like opposite. And, Neil Young is not making this song for the money. He's just bringing us the story, the reality, something that he saw in his lifetime. It was, probably big news at the time. It affected him, and he decided to write a song, pretty short, sweet, right to the point, and we get the information we need, and that's it. But it's just it sucks when things like this happen, and there's no accountability, and they just kind of get swept under the rug of the the government and stuff like that. So don't want to get too much into it. I'm not a big fan of the government myself, any government, right? I'm not saying like United States, and like most governments I just don't trust. I don't think many people should. But either way, it is tragic what happened, and this was very in the style of Neil Young, at least from what I've heard, right? Because I'm not super familiar with most of his work, but the songs that I have listened to him, they kind of start off similar to this. Like as soon as he started strumming the guitar, that is like, iconic Neil Young sound to me. And his voice, I mean, I commented on this about this on the other video. It's really clear and actually impressive, you know, considering this video is from 1971, more than 50 years ago, and the sound quality is very crisp. He has a very how would I even describe it? It's like high pitched, like thin voice, where everything he says, you could hear it clearly. Again, I'm not an expert, and I can't like analyze this as if I were some sort of you know, voice expert doctor, but maybe somebody out there that does reactions and they're really, you know, they know how to break it down. But his voice is one that I think it just kind of fills up the, like, his vocal cords are very solid, so the notes are fully there, and they don't get skipped. I think my voice, for example, my voice is not there. I like, I say something and then it's not quite like a full range. Like some words, if this was on a chart, then it'd be like some of the notes get lost, or some of the sound waves. In his case, I think it's like there. It's all there. That's why we hear him so clearly. That's how I'm going to explain it, guys. It is what it is. But yeah, I like how when he sings, you kind of like, you put yourself in his position. You really listen to him because he has this. This is what I'm saying. If you have a clear voice, then people listen to you more, and they kind of follow what you have to say. And that's why public speaking, people take courses and people work on it, because it does make a big difference. And you know, he doesn't have like this commanding, like deep, like, you know, this voice of like, you know, I'm gonna make a stand here, compared to, like, let's say Martin Luther King or somebody like that, right? He has this like boyish voice, but it's high tone, and it acts as like a plea, right? A bit of like a cry for help in his way, and you're like, oh man, this is sad the way he's singing it. So yeah, what else can I say, guys? I will react to more songs from Neil Young, and if you have more suggestions, feel free to comment, hit the like, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.